The NFC West, probably the division where any of the teams could realistically win it, or any of the teams could realistically finish in last place. Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Dick's Report here, back to another video. Today, it is the last division of the off-season preview, and man, free agency is just around the corner. Cannot wait, but we're gonna have to. Let's jump right in to the West. Okay, Arizona, they were extremely competitive last year. I said they might be a surprise team, and I am so happy that I called it. Man, at times they were a fun team to watch, and then at times they were just annoying to watch. They have work to do, but it was a step in the right direction. Kyler Murray showed that he's still a solid quarterback in this league, so at the moment, the Cardinals don't even have to worry about that. They do have to worry a little bit about edge, though. They don't really have that one guy that can rush the passer at this point. That's definitely going to be a need. You have to rush the passer. Also, I would put defensive tackle as a need as well. Really, it's just the entire defensive line. Definitely have players there. And then Paris Johnson Jr., he had a very good season in his second year in the league. Has some other pieces around and get some more pieces on the offensive line. $74 million cap space. You're going to see them make moves, but they have to be the right ones. It's another case of, and I talked about this a lot with teams that took a big step in 2024, they have to make the right moves to continue the positive momentum, or else it's not going to work out. In terms of free agents, they have guys on both the offensive and defensive line. Will Hernandez and Calvin Beachum on the offensive line, and then L.J. Collier, Baron Browning, and Kazir White on the defensive side of the ball. There's definitely going to be moves that the Cardinals absolutely have to make, and we're just going to hope that they make the right ones. And with the 16th overall pick, some interesting things could happen. Somebody could fall to them, or somebody could try and trade up with them to get somebody that has fallen. So the Cardinals, you never know what's going to happen at 16th overall. We've seen some crazy things happen with that pick. The Rams have been busy, and free agency hasn't even started yet. Alric Jackson has been extended. I hope I said his name right, sorry. Cooper Kupp was released, and then Jonah Jackson just got traded to the Bears today. That happened today. The Rams making all these moves before free agency even begins, and you have to wonder, what else are they going to do? They have $49 million in cap space. What kind of signings could we see from this team? And one thing we're definitely not going to see is Matthew Stafford in a new uniform in 2025. He's staying put, at least for another season. I think it's the right move. This team, if the interception doesn't happen against the Eagles, who knows what happens? Could they have beaten them in the divisional round? I don't know, but they gave the Eagles everything that they could handle in that game. And we saw what the Eagles did in the final two games. So the Rams, they could be on the cusp, and having Stafford back, that's just going to help them out. Now, they're also going to need some wide receiver help. Cooper Kupp has been released, like I said. Demarcus Robinson and Tutu Atwell are both free agents. And Puka Nacua cannot do it by himself. Definitely going to need somebody else in that room, whether it's a veteran or a rookie. With the 26th overall pick, we'll see what they decide to do there. Really, it's just about making the right moves. And I know I say that a lot, and it just sounds annoying at this point, but that's really what a lot of these teams just need to do. Just make the right moves. And probably, yeah, all the teams need to do that, but it's easier said than done. And we see that a lot, and not just the NFL, but in sports in general. Now, also, linebacker is going to be a top need for them, as well as cornerback. So the Rams need to help out with the second and third level of their defense and getting some more weapons for Stafford. If they can get the right players, they could go back on a run and get back to the Super Bowl when they won it in 2021. San Francisco also made a big move, trading away Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders, and I had already talked about that from Washington's point of view. Let me talk about that from San Francisco's point of view. I understand the move. Samuel, he had a lot of money due this year. You already signed Brandon Ayuk to a long-term deal. You drafted Ricky Pearsall in the first round in last year's draft, and then Jawan Jennings had a breakout season. So it makes all the sense in the world to me why they made this move, and it doesn't even mean that Ayuk is here to stay. He could be traded as well. So San Francisco, they're not going to be done making moves. $20 million in cap space. They do trade Ayuk. That could grow. Whatever other moves they make, it can grow. Javon Hargrave is a free agent. Javarius Ward is a free agent. Isaac Yiadom is a free agent. So is Aaron Banks, Javonte Campbell, and Dre Greenlaw. That's a lot of pieces on the defense. Now, Campbell, we know, is definitely not coming back after what happened in that primetime game where he refused to go back in. I think he's going to have a hard time just finding a job. And Dre Greenlaw, he had the I believe it was a torn Achilles in the Super Bowl 2 years ago. So we'll see what happens there. He hardly played last year. Are they going to resign him or is somebody else going to pick him up? We shall see. And really, I think it's just all over the defense for the San Francisco 49ers that they have to focus on. Not just because of the number of free agents that they have, but also because they need more depth on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, I think they're going to be fine, even if they do trade Ayuk along with already trading away Samuel. So think San Francisco can live on the offensive side of the ball, especially if Christian McCaffrey is fully healthy and is productive next year. But really, on the defensive side, they do have to make some moves there. And then Brock Purdy, does he get extended this year? We are going to find out probably sooner rather than later. And that's going to be an interesting one. So San Francisco, they have some work to do. But, I mean, we've seen them do a lot of good things since Kyle Shanahan took over as head coach. Just have to wait and see. The Geno Smith trade completely changes my outlook of Seattle. Maybe this is why DK Metcalf requested a trade, because he knew that this trade was going to happen. Either way, now you have to wonder who the Seahawks starter is going to be in 2025, because I have no idea. No one does. And they're picking 18th in the draft. Could they take a Jackson Dart or Jalen Milroe or Quinn Ewers? Maybe. But might not be the smartest thing. It's just weird because I don't know who really saw this coming. The Seahawks have to have a plan in mind when it comes to the quarterback position, because they wouldn't just make this trade on a whim. It's just weird. Especially since Tyler Lockett's been released, and they've released other players as well. So maybe they are thinking quarterback or 18, or trading up to take a quarterback. I don't know. It does get the sense that Seattle does want to rebuild a little bit. Maybe not like totally rebuild, but, you know, maybe just out with the old, in with the new, something like that. I don't know. It's just weird with Seattle right now in terms of what their plans are. Because, again, the Geno Smith trade, I don't know who saw this coming. Because I really didn't. And in terms of other needs, defensive line needs to be addressed. Same thing with linebacker. I mean, they did not do a good job stopping the run. Okay? They were one of the worst teams in stopping the run last year. That has to be addressed. Also, the offensive line, whoever is playing quarterback for them next year, has to be protected. And if DK Metcalf is traded, and with Tyler Lockett being released, definitely think about a wide receiver or two as well, because JSN, he can't do it by himself. Okay. That was a breakdown of the NFC West. Now, every team is done. They are done with these off-season previews. I got some stuff planned, but I don't know when I'll be uploading them, I'll be honest. I'll just see you guys next time.